Hello and welcome to week 2 of Jazz Pop and Rock. This week we'll start our regular rotation of assignments as we dive into our first artist. This week's focus is on one of my musical heroes and one of the most successful composers alive, Quincy Jones. Quincy Delight Jones was born in Chicago in 1933 but was raised in Washington State. Q lost his mother to mental illness at age 7, having limited access to her growing up as she was put into a state facility. Q learned to play the trumpet and played with star pianist Ray Charles as a child. Quincy studied at the prestigious Schillinger House, now called the Berklee College of Music, in Boston before touring with Lionel Hampton as a trumpeter and arranger. In 1957, Jones would study with Nadia Boulanger, the most prolific composition teacher in the world at the Paris Conservatoire. Throughout the 1950s, Q established himself as a popular freelance arranger, working for jazz artists such as Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, and Dizzy Gillespie. In 1961, Jones was made an artist and repertoire, commonly referred to as A&R, director for Mercury Records. In 1964, Jones became the first Black American to hold a high-level executive position at a major record label when he was made the vice president of Mercury Records. He was encouraged by Duke Ellington to continue composing and to decategorize American music. This drove Q to want to write film scores and other serious compositions. In 1980, Jones founded his own record company, Quest, and focused more on pop music than jazz. Q has worked with nearly all of the famous Black artists over the past 70 years. A few of his largest accolades are as follows. Jones's highest-selling album of all time was Michael Jackson's Thriller in 1982. The star-studded charity recording of We Are the World was organized by himself. We Are the World was created in order to give aid to Africa in the 80s. It was rewritten in 2010 to help Haiti following a massive earthquake. He also wrote for television, scoring shows such as The Color Purple and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Jones founded Vibe magazine, selling it in 2006. There's an autobiography that was published in 2001 and a documentary premiered in 2018 and was headed up by his daughter, Rashida Jones. Jones, unfortunately, has had several health complications throughout his career, mainly stemming from being overworked and from alcohol abuse. In 1974, he suffered a brain aneurysm that nearly killed him. He has never played the trumpet again from the fear that the pressure would undo the staples in his brain. Following relatively recent strokes and blood clots, Jones has stopped drinking entirely. An incredibly celebrated composer and arranger, Jones has won over 25 Grammy Awards and has been nominated for more than 75. He has 7 Academy Awards for film and an Emmy for his theme song for the show, The Roots. In 2001, Jones received a Kennedy Center honor and was given the National Medal of Arts in 2010. Jones was later inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. It is truly impossible to map out every hit Jones has had and the influences he has made on the music industry beyond that. For our listening exam, we will focus on 2 of his biggest hits, Fly Me to the Moon and Thriller. Both songs can be found on our playlist listed under the Content tab on Brightspace. The documentary this week will require access to Netflix. The title is Quincy and is the documentary I spoke about earlier, produced by Rashida Jones. Fly Me to the Moon was originally released under the title In Other Words and was written by Bart Howard in 1954. It reached truly otherworldly success when Quincy Jones arranged for Frank Sinatra, with a recording being played from the Apollo space expedition on the moon in 1964. The band accompanying Sinatra was Count Basie's, a Kansas City-based jazz legend. Thriller is one of the largest songs of all time, featuring the most expensive and successful music videos of the time along with it. It originally released with Epic Records in 1983 before coming to the US in January of 1984. The spoken word sequence was performed by Vincent Price, a famous actor in horror films. Thriller was awarded a Diamond certification, indicating 10 million units sold following its release. After Michael Jackson's death in 2009, it charted again on Billboard's charts at number 2 and remained within the top 10 for the following 3 weeks. The Thriller music video was directed by John Landis and premiered on MTV in December of 1983. In 1984, Thriller won the Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Performance. That's it for this week. Get your assignments in, email me if you have any questions, stop by my office hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 to 3 virtually, or Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 1:30 or 3 to 4 p.m. Thanks everybody, have a great week.